What is up, my dudes? It is Nev the Man Films here, and today I'll be counting down the top 10 people who risked it for the biscuit. Before I start the video, I'd just like to say to remember my cat Mickey, dedicate part of this video to my cat Mickey. He was a great cat, and I love him, and just pray for him. He's in heaven now. But let's begin the list. Number 10, Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump was a risker for the biscuit. Because basically, he decided to run for the office. And that position of presidency was the biscuit for him. And he got that biscuit. He risked it, but he got the biscuit. Moving on to number 9. For my number 9 spot, I was the one that risked it for the biscuit. Basically, I was building in Fortnite, and then only a few people left, and I decided to get onto this ledge, and I was going to risk it for the biscuit, and that biscuit was getting on that ledge. So I risked it, but I failed to get the biscuit. Moving on to number 8. For number 8 spot, we have Dean Thy Bean. In my 1v1 was Dean the Bean. Dean the Bean risked it for the biscuit over 3 times. Each time I won. You see, Dean the Bean tried to spawn peek me twice, and it ended in failure. He was headshotted both times. And Dean the Bean tried to go downstairs, but I saw his laser sight thingy. So I knew he was coming. And then I killed him thereafter. Remember to watch my Nev the Man vs. Dean the Bean video to understand this portion of the video a bit more. Now I'm running out of people to do. So recently my sister's been watching Breaking Bad. So why don't I put Walter White on the list? You see, Walter White risked it for the biscuit because he wanted drug money. And by doing that, he made meth. Well, no, it's the other way around. By making meth, he made money. So yeah, he risked it for the biscuit, and he got many biscuits. But finally, the biscuit was burnt. And that is the story of Walter White, and how he was a big risker of the biscuit. Moving on to number 6. So, for number 6, it is Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, and if you do not know, spoiler alert, he is the dad of Luke Skywalker. But he's also someone who risked it for the biscuit. You see, Darth Vader killed Emperor Palpatine to save his son. Now, he took a big risk here. He was betraying his master. You know, it's pretty risky. You know, he could die, and well, he did die. But that biscuit was saving his son. So Darth Vader did not burn the biscuit in this situation. But he did burn himself. Moving on to number 5. So for our number 5 spot, we have Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul recently made a video where he went to the woods, and he filmed a dead body, and he was like, "Hey, cool, a dead body." And in this situation, people were not happy about that, and basically he took a risk. He risked it for the biscuit. In this situation, he sadly burnt it. He burnt the biscuit, and you know, this may be the fall of Logan Paul. We are not sure, though. For our number 4 spot, we have this sacrificial A-Wing pilot who flew his A-Wing right into the bridge of a Star Destroyer. He risked it for the biscuit. And in that situation, he risked his life But he got that biscuit. Yet he did not live to see it, because he blew up a Star Destroyer by flying into its bridge. Moving on to our number 3 spot. For our number 3 spot, we have Michael Scott. Michael Scott risked it for the biscuit, because he was always wanted the ladies. That was his biscuit for him. And he would go to great heights, go through many awkward situations. But eventually, spoiler alert, he did get the biscuit, and he supposedly did marry and have kids, which was his ultimate goal. And Michael Scott did indeed get the biscuit, but he did risk it, but he got the biscuit. Moving on to now our number 2 spot. So, Moron Man landed our number 2 spot, because his first video featured him baking nachos in an oven. Now, I would normally do it in a microwave, but instead of biscuits, it was nachos. And in this situation, he risked his life. His house could have exploded by using that oven. It could have caught on fire, and he could have died. But he risked it. But in the end of the video, he does get the biscuit. And that's why he lands in our 2nd place spot for being the biggest risker of the biscuit. Moving on to our number 1 spot. Warning, spoiler alerts ahead for The Last Jedi are coming up, so if you don't care about Star Wars, you can just keep watching it. So yeah. In our number 1 spot comes Luke Skywalker. Now, Luke Skywalker has always risked it for the biscuit. In The Empire Strikes Back, he did in Return of the Jedi. He's done it in every single Star Wars movie. Now, in The Last Jedi especially, he risked his life, but in the end of The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker sadly perished. But by doing it, he became all-powerful and became one with the Force. And that will be the end of my list of the top 10 people who risked it for the biscuit. I'll see all of you later. Remember to subscribe and like the video, and also leave down a comment. And I'll see all of you later. This video took a while to make, but I'll see all of you later.